This is going to be a video on restringing a classical nylon string guitar. This one I believe is a 3/4 size, maybe a 7/8. I think it's 3/4. I'm going to be restringing it with Ernie ball, nylon classic ball end strings, the 2069, the Earthwood acoustic guitar strings. Little better lighting, 654-321. Obviously, we don't have all those fancy strings coming out of here and doing the double knots. None of that stuff in this video. Normally, I talk for about 2 hours when I do a video and I throw in a ton of ads, but I'm going to try to shorten this one. I just want to make this a viral video with maybe like 2 million views and lots of thumbs up. So help me out, people. If nothing else, do that thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, comment. Click on the affiliate links in the video description, and it will help me out when you make your Amazon purchases. So this is kind of dusty. The other thing I want to do is I want to show you right off, the number 6 and the number 1 are always strung or wound on the outer part of the guitar, or the neck, or whatever you want to call it. The other 4 are wound on the inside. Now this is really sloppily done, very sloppy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you make it beautiful. You really don't want a couple winds. You want, like, this is really one of the perfect ones. This is kind of sloppy, but it's got a lot of winds. So I'm going to unwind the string. The other thing that I want to tell you is on an acoustic guitar, not a non-stop nylon string, a steel string guitar, to tighten your strings, you go counterclockwise, and on the other side, you do it in the other direction. On classical, everything goes in the same direction. So to tighten your strings, you're going to turn counterclockwise on this side, and you're going to turn counterclockwise on this side. It's the same thing on both sides. Hopefully you can see this. This is how I did the restringing last time. It's very hard to do this on the number 6. Getting the string in there twice. Very hard to do. But you can see, you can definitely do it on the others, but you can see on this how the string, let me get to the other side so you can see what's happening here. And this way you're able to lock the string without making a knot. So see what's going on? The string was inserted into the hole twice and then wrapped around. I'm doing this on a table. My advice to you is do not do this on a table. I'm doing it so I can get a good view. If I break the guitar, I'm doing this for my viewers. The thing that I've learned, especially with nylon string guitars, is do not trim the string. That's the mistake I've made in the past. I trim the string, I get everything measured the way I think it should be. I trim the string, and then I can't double lock the thing. If you're just going to make a knot, that's fine, but I would not trim this string until the very end. Whereas with steel string, not a big issue. I would like to be able to double loop this, and I don't know if I can. It was very difficult to remove the one that you just saw. The reason being because the hole is not really tight. So if I was going to measure this thing out right now and get my little looposis on here and try to push this other end into the hole to double thread it, I would have next to no string space, and I'd be maneuvering with the tips of my fingers, and I would have to give up. On these other strings, not such a big issue. On this one, almost impossible. So you want to take the string, feed it through, and then loop it. Let's see, let's get this on the camera. Feed it through and then loop it up. Okay, so we've got it looped up, and remember what I said, on the outer ones, we are going to be threading to, on this one and this, we're going to be threading to the outer side. On the inner ones, we have all this space that we can fill up with as much string as we need. On this one, we're kind of limited a little bit with how much space we have, so you can't really wind 4 or 5 winds unless you wrap over everything. And if you do, who cares? Nobody is going to really notice. So what I'm going to do now is, I've got a massive amount of excess string here, but like I said, do not trim this string until you go and feed it in here, because you're just not going to be able to do it. Now you can see right now, I cannot feed the string in here. It doesn't want to go in, and I might not be able to do it on this one. I did it on the last one. I'm going to turn off the camera now. I'm going to try to feed this string in here, and then I'm going to show you what the next step is. Now remember, it all depends on if your hole is big or tight or small. If the hole is too tight for the string, there is no way that you're going to be double feeding or double threading the number 6 string. If you have a big hole, then you might be able to pull it off. So I've got the tip of this string in here. All I've done, as I showed you, is I took the string, I wrapped it around, it's looped around, and now this is the end of it. I'm going to try to feed this into the hole, which if I had cut this off, I would just have no room to be able to hold on to anything and maneuver. Sometimes you can push it in, sometimes you have to, you can see the loop on the bottom, sometimes you have to pull the loop down as you're feeding to try to get, there we go. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling the string that's in the bottom as I'm feeding the end, and now you can see over here I've got the string fed through. That would be near impossible if I had trimmed this thing to length. So we've got that part done. Now I want to make sure that I've got enough space on here so that I can grab onto it. You see I'm pulling from the bottom. I'm able to pull that down. So what I want to do, this is the other thing that I want to show you, because nobody tells you this in the videos. That's why I had it on the table. This is going to be a little bit difficult to show, but what you do is obviously the string is going to be, you're going to have your ball end at the end, because that's why it's a ball end. And I'm going to go over to here. We can see how I've already got the string fed through. So I'm going to go and pull the string at the left. And I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to put I'm going to do that, kind of like a pointing the finger type thing. I'm going to bend the finger, and I want the string to rest somewhere across here as the finger's down. Trying to give you a good view and be able to do this at the same time. So I've got the string with my fingers like I just showed you in the right hand, and then I'm going to go and pull the string over here tight. I'm going to feed this through. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that on video. I want to feed this thing through. And because the string is in double right now, it's locked down. It's a tight fit, and the tighter the better, you know? So this thing over here on the bottom, I'm pulling it down a little, but I want to have the strings nicely done. So as I said, not as many wraps as I wanted. I would love to have had more wraps. I'll probably get another wrap after the string stretches a little bit. That is very limited. That's only like a wrap and a half maybe, which it should have been longer. So you really need to you need to hold your finger and really raise it up to get the length that you need. Not a big issue though. It's locked in place. It's completely locked in place. See that? So I've got maybe a wrap and a half. I trimmed the string. If I had put the string on the other side of the hole, it might have wrapped a little nicer. We are doing the same thing that I just did with the number 6 string. I have not measured off the length of the string yet, but I have the string going down, going underneath, and coming up this way. So it's going it's going clockwise. String goes down, loops underneath the barrel, comes back around, and feeds into the hole. The question is, do you want it on the left side of the hole or the right side of the hole? You can see on the number 5, I have more wraps. This is really the way it should be. I put the excess string, I fed the extra piece on this side. On this one I didn't do it properly, so I didn't, and I also let my finger slip a little bit, so I did not get as much string to do a good wrap of 3 or 4 wraps, but it will still hold. It's not gonna, there's not a problem by doing it this way. The string is locked in. This is the bottom of the guitar, obviously, and you can see that was the 6th that I did, and not the greatest. That's the 5th. The wraps are a lot better. Is that right? I mean, this is the 6th. The wraps are a lot better on the 5th and let's go over here. there's the 6. Not a great wrap. I didn't have enough string. The 5th, it goes towards the inside. The 6th, it goes towards the outside. The 4th, it looks like it really doesn't have a lot of wraps, but it has more than enough wraps on the bottom. So, as I said, you can do the knot, or you can do the one loop on these 3, but you really should do a double loop, which means that after it goes down and it comes around and it goes into the hole, you can do it once and you could loop it back again. Or the other thing they do is they take the string, they put it over to kind of lock it a little bit. They put it over and then they push it down into the hole. So it's, instead of what I was doing, which is just putting it to the side, I was putting it to the side and pushing it back down into the hole. They will actually take the string, put it over, and then push it back into the hole, so you kind of are locking it in place. Either way that you want to do it is up to you. Unlike the 6, 5, and 4, the number 1, 2, and 3, or the number 3, 2, and 1, you don't have metal balls. You have plastic balls or rubber balls. I don't know what these are. Probably plastic pieces that they crimp down, they clamp down onto the string. Another option you have, it just depends on how you want to do this. You can, I've got the extra piece on the right, so I'm going to be wrapping to the left. I can keep this extra piece out of the way and make a nice clean wrap and trim it at the bottom. Or I can put this extra wrap, I can wrap it so, see, originally it's like this. So it's a nice clean wrap. So what I can do is I can loop it underneath. Not necessary, but you can loop it underneath and use that as a lock. I'm not sure if you can see it, but for the number 1, what I did is I put the string down, I looped it around, I brought it through the hole, I looped it around again, and I brought it through the hole, and then I cut it off. I didn't need to do that. As long as you do it once, you're going to be fine, but the hole was big enough, the string is small enough, and if you can get it in the hole, and if you've got enough room, you do what you've got to do. So this is the last string. I'm going to tune it up, and then I'm going to show you both sides of what I did. Hopefully this becomes a famous video that gets 10 billion views and makes me a millionaire. How to restring a classical nylon string guitar in a short amount of time with lots of detail in this video. I do hope it helped people, but I don't think I'm going to get more than about 20 views. Leave a comment, share it, help me out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, wear a mask. Pandemic is scary. Do what you need to do so that we all can all survive this and live on this earth. Take care, people.